My name is Lance Broberg. I am a shareholder with Tiffany and Bosco based in Phoenix, Arizona. I'm licensed in both Arizona and New Mexico. I focus primarily in trial work. I do litigation, primarily in commercial and civil litigation, though I will try almost anything, though I may ask for some help if it's a specialized area like probate or criminal or bankruptcy work. I have been an attorney for 16 years, effective next month. So I'm just approaching my 16th anniversary as an attorney. Well, I'm one of those who've known I wanted to be an attorney for a long time. I can remember doing a mock society program when I was in middle school. And as part of that, we had a teacher's assistant who accidentally deleted some of the math test results. And so myself and a couple other students decided we'd form a law firm, try and defend that person. And we were successful in getting the, quote, charges reduced. After that, I went to high school at Deer Valley High School in Glendale, Arizona. And they had a high school mock trial program that was nationally ranked. And through that process, I got to do a lot of practicing when it comes to trial work and litigation. I met a lot of attorneys. Had a lot of attorney coaches, some of whom are now judges. And I continued that through college, through law school, and I'm still running the program for the state of Arizona. So I've known for a long time, and I've been engaged in the legal community for about as long as I can remember. Strengths are an interesting to think about when you're an attorney because different strengths are relevant and important at different times. I would say from a 30,000-foot view, I have a very good working familiarity with trial work. I don't think that is common in the civil world anymore. Criminal, you get more trial work. If you do personal injury or maybe medical malpractice, you get a little bit more trial work. But on normal commercial and complex litigation, trials are few and far between. So there are a lot of attorneys who call themselves litigators. They work up cases, they file complaints, they do discovery, they participate in settlement. Very few of those attorneys, however, have any significant jury trial or trial experience. So from a 30,000-foot view, I think I come with experience if the case goes all the way that most other attorneys in this area lack. I would also say that I am very, very focused on the objective side of the law. All cases involve two components, what's right, wrong, fair, and just. But the other component is objective, which is really your ROI, the objective benefit, costs, and cents of the case. It's difficult to prevail on the first part, what's right, wrong, fair, and just, because at the end of the day, most cases resolve through settlement or otherwise, and nobody really feels like justice was done. And so there's a very, very critical component of what I do, which is focusing on that second component, your ROI. If you spend $10 on your attorney, do you get $11 worth of benefit? And if you don't, if you only get $5 worth of benefit, then is it really worth it? And if the answer is no, then I'm very focused on how do we extricate ourselves from the situation in the best possible manner. So when I answer your question, the 30,000-foot view is I've got the experience that a lot of people don't, even people who describe themselves as litigators. And then when you get granular, I'm very, very focused on what the individual client needs are in the particular case, particularly from that objective cost benefit sense and how to get out of the situation with the best ROI. Clients come in all different shapes and sizes. Every client is a different person. Some of them, candidly, you get along with pretty well and you become friends with and you work with for years and years and years. I have clients who I've been working with for more than a decade. Some clients you don't necessarily like quite as much. Now, that doesn't mean they're not entitled to a defense. It doesn't mean they're not entitled to prosecute claims. But each client is different. And I think that's an example of the entire practice of law, which is no two cases are identical. They're not the same. So with every client, it's an opportunity to form a new relationship, to determine what's important to that client. One of my favorite questions that I ask new clients and some of our associates and younger partners have adopted is, pretend you have a magic wand. And I always ask that because I want you to make your wish right now. What would you like to have happen? And my job is to tell you whether it's possible, what the likelihood of that wish coming true is, and then to help you navigate a path to get you as close to that wish as humanly possible. So clients, like cases, are all unique opportunities to learn things, meet people, and candidly try and problem solve. From an attorney perspective, there's a few things that dominate our lives. One nowadays is email. And while I'm not the most seasoned attorney that some people can see, I've been practicing 16 years, not 50. I can remember starting before people had the smartphones and before the iPhone came out. And so the responsiveness and the need to communicate quickly and get instant responses and reactions and phone calls and emails, that has just kind of metastasized over the years. I find that most of my job needs to be focused on making sure that the client understands that his or her or its case is important. And so I find that I have prioritized communication with the client greater than I think a lot of attorneys do. I have a significant staff. I have younger partners. I have an associate and multiple associates. I have paralegals. I have other people who can help do the work that while I used to love doing, I don't get to do as much anymore, but they can do it at a lower cost. My job is to make sure that the client understand what's going on, that our team is rowing in the same direction as the client is. And at the end of the day, if this thing is going to go to trial, I need to be prepared, and our team needs to be prepared. So I think from my perspective, I'm very hands-on when it comes to client relations. And I juxtapose this with circumstances at other firms where you may primarily deal with staff. You may primarily deal with a legal assistant or paralegal. And occasionally, maybe on holidays or at big events where the attorney wants to come out and peacock, you meet your attorney or you speak with your attorney. I work the other way around. I tend to do most of the communications with my clients because I need to understand, as the person who's kind of directing the action in our office, I need to really understand personally and firsthand what it is the client needs and wants and expects. From there, we can establish a better working relationship.